There she is, Miss America.
Who's that? Definitely not me. Adjust your camera. Hi, everybody. Good morning, Selena and Crockett. Back. We were away because we went to Maryland for the weekend. Cole had 2 soccer games in the Baltimore
Beautiful
area.
there this time of year.
Actually, we had a blast. I want to go back. There wasn't enough time to go to the Baltimore Aquarium. So I figured, well, if I can't see the fish, we'll eat the fish. So at least we got some crab cakes. There's 2 things to do in Baltimore that I have to do, and it was go to the aquarium and eat the crab cakes. So if I couldn't see the fish, I got to eat the fish. Or crabs.
Sure hope the fish got a vote in that whole thing. Doesn't sound like it, but anyway.
They were delicious. Very good.
Yes, it is a good eating town. Kate went to school at Loyola, so we've been to Baltimore a couple of times, either visiting friends or just doing whatever. And it's good food town.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to go back. We're probably going to go back. We had such a great time. The whole family went, minus the dog. We let somebody watch the dog, which was great because trick-or-treating was the Friday night. So the dog wasn't barking every time someone came to the door. I can't go trick-or-treating with her because she barks at everybody that passes. I think she's just saying hi, but it's a little too much. It's too much. So I asked my parents, I said, listen, can I drop Ruby off at your house for the weekend while we go to Baltimore? They're like, great. So I head down to their house, and they're very fascinated by the crate when I drop off the dog. We try to crate her when she's in a place that she's not familiar with. And my dad's asking, okay, so show me how you take this apart again. I'm like, why would you? I don't understand. Why would you have to take the crate apart? I'm setting it up for you while we're away. And finally, my mother says, because we're going to Atlantic City. Thank you. That was the expression I was looking for. Because they made me feel like I was crazy.
You know, I almost made the joke of them going, because we're taking it to Atlantic City. But then I was like, well, it seems like a lot to take the dog to Atlantic. But okay, so how did that work out?
They're like a bunch of teenagers. Well, first of all, they spring it on me as I'm dropping the dog off.
Oh, always fun with that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm kind of stuck. It wasn't like, and in fact, my mother says to me, well, aren't you glad I didn't tell you earlier? No. You didn't tell me earlier because you knew I'd say no.
Right.
What?
Yep.
What? I couldn't even tell my kids. The kids kept asking for pictures of the dog. I showed them an old picture when the dog was still at my parents' house. They would notice the difference.
Okay, so what happened? Did they took the dog to Atlantic City, or they just left the dog at the house and went to Atlantic City? What do you know?
I know, and I'm curious if I'm getting the whole story, because the whole point was, I mean, can you imagine if you hire a babysitter and the whole idea was, I am bringing my baby. I know it's a dog. I know. But still, like, the dog ran away. The dog's a flight risk. Last time we had somebody watch the dog in Allentown, the dog took off. She missed her mom. So the whole thing was, are you going away? I asked months ago, are you going away? Are you going to Atlantic City? I even asked, are you going to Atlantic City? No. Bring the dog. It's fine. Because I want the dog in one spot. And they decided the last minute. My mom was like, aren't you glad we didn't tell you sooner? No. And then she further says, well, we're staying at the condo for your dog. Oh, thank you. Because they have a little place outside of, like, near Harrah's.
Okay.
What?
All
what
right.
is happening here in Brigantine?
Could have been worse. Because I thought you were going to tell me that they just left the dog for the day. And then I was like, well,
oh my God,
that kind of stinks.
I guess. But still, they left the dog for hours. I mean, the dog was fine. My dad's like, oh, the longest the dog was alone was for 2 hours, he says, which probably means more like 3 or 4. But the dog is in unfamiliar territory.
That's a lot. That's a long ride too. Yeah. That's a classic grandparents move too, is, like, "Hey, can you leave the car seat?" Like, you get there, and it's like, "Leave their car seats," and you're like, "What do I need to leave their car seats for? What are you
Yes, yes. What are
where
you
are
doing? Where we
you
going?
what's happening?" So
Has
yeah,
that
I get
happened to
that.
you? Where they told you? Because that seems like a common thing to happen with grandparents, like, "No, we just wanna get out of the house with the baby."
Yeah, or just, yeah, like,
Yeah.
or it's been cold, and they're like, "We're gonna go somewhere," I'm like, "But it's so cold." "Well, we'll bundle them up," like, just and it's like,
Right.
"Can't
Just
you
stay
just"
put. Stay put.
And I think to your point, if it was like a rush scenario where, like, last minute they were able to cover the dog, you live with the result. Like, if they're like,
Right.
"Well, we were gonna go, but we can bring it," sure,
Exactly.
and you'd like that information ahead of time, of course. But yeah, especially to arrange that ahead of time and then for them to be like, "Oh, by the way," you're like,
The crate. They're asking about the
"Bro."
meantime, as they're asking me, I'm trying to put together the crate, and I pinched my finger in the crate. So
Mm,
I mean, like, do you ever get that? It was so painful, I was ready to pass out. 'Cause I even have, like, I guess it was like a blood blister. You can't really see it in here, but, like, I really hurt myself, and I'm like, good luck. Good luck
yeah,
with the crate."
yeah. "I'm
Try
gonna
not to
stick
curse,
you in here before I go and just let the dog run around. That sounds much better."
right? I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. But everything was fine. Of course, they sent me a picture when they finally got back home of Ruby nice and happy, and they said the dog was good, so that's good. I don't know if they're
So they
overcompensating.
say. So they say.
So
Although
and I
now she's got a terrible gambling problem.
see, that was her safe and home.
Or was that the before
Yeah, I
picture?
was
You
all
don't even
wondering
know.
too.
You don't even know.
Well, we got the dog. The dog's home. The dog obviously was exhausted from all the moving around. Look at that. Passed out on our couch. Can you see it?
Yes, I just this is you that's such a mom thing
I
that you
know.
and you do it all the time.
The doggy.
Can you wait, but can you see
Can you see it?
are you looking at it?
It's like a
Is it
grandma
coming
thing to
up
do.
okay? Yeah.
Look how she's stretched out with her belly up on the couch.
Well, she's probably excited because somebody finally came to her after 48 hours.
God. They went to Atlantic City. Unbelievable. And they think
Well
I'm crazy for being like, "What are you doing? If I told them I was doing that?"
well, I think the most important thing here is go birds.
Go birds. Go birds. Yes. At least the weekend ended very well. Go birds.
Go birds.
And that
Okay.
game was good. That game was going back and forth.
It was, and
Yeah,
they ran away with it. Kelly, good morning. Okay, we have to go.
we do. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.